pose, just start to slow down your breath. Start to arrive in the moment, and to, as you move through your practice, to keep bringing yourself back to the moment as your mind wanders away. And one of the best ways to do that is just by coming back to the breath. Where is my breath? What's the quality of the breath? Can I slow it down? And use your breath to create focus, but also a sense of ease. And also a sense of energy. So just gradually start to use more and more muscles inside to help you breathe deeper. So you start to think about using your intercostals between your ribs. And you start to think about using your core muscles. And by doing that, you just want to gently exhale and hug your core muscles in towards your bones, being your hips and your spine and your shoulders. And then as you inhale, let those muscles release and stretch with the breath. And then exhale again gently. So find a three-dimensional breath out and in. Feel the no matter where you are, come back to your breath. Come down and rest if you need to, so you can get control of your breath again. And now bring your knees apart from one another and walk your feet in so that your feet and your knees are hip distance apart. Stretch your arms over your head and really try to press back and down through the tops of your hands and into the floor. Take a big breath into your lungs. And now as you exhale, pull your navel back towards your spine and tuck your tail a little bit. Push into your heels and start to lift your hips up off the mat. So just come into an easy bridge pose. Don't come up super high. Just feel a nice big stretch to the front of your body and feel some engagement in the back of the body. And now lift your heels up and roll down from the top of your spine all the way back down to the bottom, one vertebra at a time. And we're going to do two more like that with the breath. So take an inhale first. As you exhale, tuck and curl. Roll up through your hips, through your whole spine. Stretch your hips up to the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, roll all the way back down. And do that one more time. Inhale into the lungs. Exhale, push into the heels. Tuck and curl. Stretch up. Inhale at the top. And then exhale, curl down. And then pick your knees up and hug your knees up into your chest. You can rock a little bit from side to side. Take your legs up in the air. Take your arms up in the air. And now pay attention to your spine. Without letting your hips or your spine move around, inhale and lower your right leg down and your left arm over your head. And then as you exhale, bring your arm and your leg back up to center. And then do that again. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale back to center. So just do a few of these on your own, just kind of waking up the core muscles, paying attention to the stability, again, in your hips and your spine and in your shoulders as you move. And then see if you can bring both legs down and both arms overhead, and only bring the legs as low as you can without the spine moving around or the low back lifting up any further. And now hug your knees up into your chest. Rock from side to side. So bring your feet back down to the mat. Bring your arms into robot arms. So you bend your elbows and bring your elbows in by your ribs and point your fingertips up at the sky. Now press your shoulders, the backs of your shoulders down into the mat. Press your triceps down into the mat. And now lift your hips up, come back into a bridge pose. Now, I want you to take your hands, take your fingers, and wrap your fingers around the front of your hips so you can feel your hips. You might bring your thumbs behind And now without moving your hips, pick up your right foot. And then lower your right foot down. And now left foot. And bring your left foot down. And do that again, right and left. So a little marching in our bridge pose. Now pick up your right foot. Extend your right leg straight up to the sky. Now you can bring your arms down alongside of you. On your inhale, keep your right leg up. Lower your hips to hover about 1/2 inch above the mat. And then exhale and push your hips back up and stretch up through your right heel. Inhale, lower the hips. Exhale, push into your left heel. Lift your right heel up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. And do that one more time. So you should feel that left hamstring especially waking up. And now bring your right foot down to the mat. Come back into your bridge. Pause. Pick up your left foot. Extend your left leg up to the sky. Flex the foot. On your inhale, lower the hips. On your exhale, lift the hips. Push through both heels. Inhale. Exhale, push. 2 more like that. Last one. And then softly bring your left foot down. Lift your heels. Come down 1 vertebra at a time. Now pick your feet up again. And this time grab behind your thighs. And we're going to rock. So round your spine and rock back and forth along your spine now. You can rock back as far as you want. And we're going to rock up to a boat pose. So you can start by holding on behind your thighs. And just make sure your spine is really straight here. You can let go of your legs. Breathe. And then cross at your ankles and come into a seat. You can sit up on a block here if you want, or just pick up your hips and scoot your hips back a little bit and try to get up on the sitting bones. Bring your hands down beside you. Lift your chest up to the sky. And now exhale, grab your knees, round your spine, tuck your chin. Keep holding on to your knees. Inhale, stretch the chest up, look up. Exhale, navel to spine. One more time. Stretch the front body, engage the back body, and then exhale, stretch the back body, engage the front. Come back to neutral. Bring your arms up, inhale. As you exhale, reach your left arm out to the left, grab onto your head with your right hand, and gently draw your right ear over to your shoulder. That chin is tucked slightly, keeping the back of the neck long. And now bring your right hand down and stretch over through your left arm, bending to the right. Keep pushing your left hip down. And now twist your spine and look up. Turn your chest up towards the sky. As you exhale, round a little bit and turn your chest down and stretch your right arm across towards the right corner of your mat. And now inhale, twist open. And exhale, curl forward. Inhale, twist open. And exhale, reach to the right. Come back to center. Bring both arms up overhead. And now grab onto the head with that left hand. And that chin is tucked. Bring the left ear to the shoulder. Stretch out through the right arm. Bring your left hand down to the ground. Stretch over and bend to the left. Push into that right hip. And now turn your chest up. Twist your spine, look up. Exhale and reach over to the left corner of your mat. Reach and stretch to that right side. Inhale. Look up. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale. So you want to feel a really active stretch here through that right side of the body. Now come back to center. Both arms reach up. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to your heart. Come forward to your hands and your knees. Spread your fingers out and stretch your right leg back. Keep your toes on the mat and rock back and forth a few times here and get a nice stretch to the calf. So you might pick up your left knee as you stretch back to make that a little deeper of a stretch. And then bring your left knee down. We're going to work on some more stabilization, of course, here. So keep your shoulders stable, keep your hips stable, lift your right leg up. Keep your belly pulled in, keep your breath full. Reach your left arm forward. So again, stable hips and shoulders. Take an inhale to reach, and then as you exhale, bend your arm to the left and your leg to the right, and try not to sink into your right shoulder or your left hip. Inhale, reach back to center. Exhale, and bend to the side. Inhale. So you're starting to feel that outer right hip waking up here as well. One more time, reach. Now bend, now hold here. Take your right leg and reach it out, and then put it down on the floor. Inhale, twist open to the left. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach through, come down onto the left shoulder. Try to relax your head down. Breathe into the space around your left shoulder blade. Remember, when your mind wanders, come back. How do you feel in your body right now? Allow yourself to make intelligent adjustments in your practice based on what you're experiencing. Now, listen, keep that leg pointed out to the right. Slowly begin to shift your weight into your left leg and then pick up your right foot so it's hovering above the ground again. Keep breathing. If you fall over, it is perfectly normal. Now take your right leg and sweep it back behind you. Keep breathing. You've got this. Bring your right hand next to your head. Push and come back up into your balance. Take an inhale and find a back bend now. Lift your heart. As you exhale, bring your elbow towards your knee underneath. Inhale and reach and extend. Feel your back strength here. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale. And exhale. All right, this time, reach. Stay here. Put your hand down, just your hand. Keep your leg up. Now, broad through the upper back. Shift your weight forward slightly, and I want you to bend your elbows and just go down to the point where you can keep your shoulders stable. So you might go down fairly low. You might stay up pretty high. Keep breathing. Now push back up through your arms. Here's the hard part. You're like, what? Tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee and stretch all the way back to a three-legged down dog, and immediately stack your right hip on top of your left hip so that you're getting a nice big opening through the hips. You're stretching out through the arms. Downward facing dog. Both feet come down to the mat and explore a little movement here. Stretch the hips up and back, bend the knees more so you can really reach and stretch through the spine. Come forward to plank, and at any point you can bring your knees down for a modified plank, but bring your forearms down onto the mat. Hold here and breathe. Back of the neck is long. Pull your chest forward, stretch your heels back. And now slowly lower down into Sphinx pose. Walk your elbows forward. Pull your chest through your arms. Stretch your legs back out of your hips. Pull your low belly up. You can keep your head up, or you can bring your chin down as well. Maybe rock the head a little bit. Keep pulling your chest through your arms. And now come all the way down onto your belly. Hands in line with the chest, elbows in. We're going to push up to the hands and the knees. Remember, stable shoulders, exhale, push up. tabletop. Let's do that on the other side. All right, left leg goes back. Stretch through the calf, rock back and forth. Maybe pick up your right knee. Bring your right knee down. Stable hips and shoulders. Lift your left leg and reach your right arm forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend your knee to the left and your arm to the right. Come back to center. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale. Last time, reach. Take it to the side. Stay here. Extend your left leg out. Try to hold it up and then put it down. Inhale, twist, open to the right. Exhale, thread the needle. And again, settle in. It's always so easy when we get to the second side to start thinking about what's coming next. But just try to be in each moment, in each posture in your body. Now we're going to keep that left leg out to the left, but we're going to slowly lift it up. Keep breathing. Sweep your left leg back behind you. Left hand by the head. Push into your left hand. Keep breathing as you come up. Slow, steady breath. Inhale, take a back bend. Lift your head, your heart, your leg, your arm. As you exhale, bring your elbow to your knee. Inhale, reach and extend. Exhale. Inhale, reach and exhale. This time, reach out. Keep your leg up, put your hand down. So remember, shift forward slightly, bend your elbows. The elbows, when they bend, the crease of the elbows should be pointed straight ahead. Elbows by your chest. Come down as low as you can. Keep your shoulders stable on your back. You might lift that left leg up a little higher. And then push all the way back up through the arms. Tuck your right toes. Pull your belly in. Lift your right knee. And go back into your three-legged down dog. And immediately open up your hips. Stack your left hip on top of your right. You might bend your knee. Rotate the foot. Stretch through the arms. Come back to your downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. And then from your knees or your toes, lower as slowly as you can all the way down onto your belly in one straight line. Stay on your belly and reach your right arm straight out to the right. Bend your left knee and now roll your body over towards your right arm. And see if you can place your left foot down on the ground behind you. You might use your left hand, kind of like a kickstand. You might put your right foot flat. Breathe into the space around your right shoulder. I like to move my left arm around a little bit and reach it back as well. Use your breath to create space to help you let go anywhere you might be holding on to tension. And then roll back onto your belly. And the other side. Take your left arm out, bend your right foot, right knee, and roll to the left. Stay in your body. Use your breath to explore the pose. And roll onto your belly. And bring your hands in line with your chest. Elbows in. This time either push up to tabletop or push up to plank or modified plank. And then go back to your downward facing dog pose. And take a few breaths. Stretch through the arms. Stretch through the spine. Your heels do not need to touch the ground, but you can stretch back through your heels. Now lift your heels and look forward and tiptoe to your hands so that you're at the top of your mat in a balancing forward fold. So you're going to keep the heels lifted. You can keep your hands down. You can come up to your fingertips. And you can also grab onto your elbows. Keep breathing. Try to relax your toes. Try not to clench your toes or your jaw or your forehead. Now bring your hands to your shins and lift halfway up. Your heels are still lifted. Straighten your back. Exhale, fold. And now come all the way up to standing. Take your time. Reach your arms up over your head. Bring your heels down. Bring your hands to your heart. Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing tall. Feel your feet, and on your inhale, sweep your arms up over your head. As you exhale, dive forward. So as you're coming forward, straighten your back, stretch out through your spine as you come all the way down into your fold. Let your weight shift forward more towards your toes. On your inhale, lift halfway up and straighten your back. Long neck, soft knees. Exhale, fold. Now, hold the exhale out and come all the way back up to standing with strong legs and with your core engaged. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Tadasana again. Let's do that a couple more times, a couple more half salutes. Inhale. So taking this opportunity to really start working on moving with your own breath. Follow your exhale all the way down to the bottom. When the inhale comes, lift halfway. Pause. Exhale, fold. Navel to spine. Come up. Inhale as the arms lift. And exhale. Hands to heart. One more like that. Inhale. It's like you're dancing with your breath. As soon as the breath begins, keep the flow steady and let your movement follow it. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand. Inhale. And bring your hands down to your heart. All right, inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, sit down into a chair pose. Cactus your arms. Sit back into your chair. Draw your shoulders down the back. On your inhale, stand up. And on your exhale, squat down. Now this time as you stand up, lift your right knee up. So shift your weight into your left leg. And as you hold that right knee up, hug your outer left hip in. And now sit back down into your chair. And this time left knee up. This is one of my favorite things to do lately. And sit down. Now lift your right knee up and hold it up. If you would like, you can also straighten out your right leg, or again, keep the knee bent, stand tall. Now stretch your right leg back behind you as you stretch your arms back as well. So we're in a warrior 3 pose, shoulders back. On your inhale, come back up, lift your knee, lift your arms, exhale. One more time, inhale. Oh my gosh, I almost lost it. Now cross your right ankle over your left thigh and sit down into a hip stretch. So this is where, if you want, you can put your hand on a wall, but what helps is to press your hands, one on top of the other, into that left leg. Keep breathing. And now slide your right leg down in front of your left leg and come up to standing. Keep the back knee soft. Let's take the arms up overhead. Grab your left wrist. Give that left arm a pull and then bend over to the right. Press your hips off to the left. On your inhale, come back up. And now we're going to dive forward. I want you to bend your back knee more. As you come down, you can put your hands on a block here if you want. And just fold in. Now, if you want, you can walk your hands over to the left. and come back to center. Soften that back knee again. We're going to come all the way back up. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, step the feet apart, hands to the heart center. Let's try that on the other side. So inhale, arms up. As you exhale, sit down and back into your chair. As you stand up, lift your left knee up, reach up, and sit down. And lift your right knee up, really push off from that left leg, and sit down. And this time, hold your left knee up, reach up, hug that outer right hip in. You can straighten out your left leg if that feels better. And now stretch your leg back behind you. Sweep your arms back, shoulders back, chest open. Inhale, rise up, knee up. Exhale. Inhale. This time, bring the knee up and then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And I know your right leg, your right hip might be screaming right now. This is where we get to work on relaxing, but still trying to stay strong, stay with the breath. Unclench the toes. Sit the hips back. And now as you stand, cross your left leg in front of your right leg. Sweep your arms up over your head. And this time we will grab our right wrist and bend over to the left. Breathe. Inhale to come back up. Now bend a little bit in that back knee and dive forward. Stay here in your forward fold. Breathe. And then if you want, you can walk your hands over to the right. And come back to center. Soften the back knee. Come on up. Inhale the arms up. Uncross the legs. Bring the hands down to the heart. Okay. Bring your feet out as wide as your mat and turn your knees and your toes out a little bit. Bring your arms behind your back. You're going to interlace the fingers. You're going to start with bent elbows and soft knees and draw your shoulders back. Now, if you can keep your shoulders back, you can straighten the arms or keep the elbows bent. So lift your chest up to the sky. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, bend your knees deeper and fold forward. So really bent knees here. And I want you to, when you get down there, sway from side to side and twist your spine so that you're getting that nice deep opening through the shoulders and the chest. And from here, we'll come into Malasana, into a squat. So release your hands and bend your knees deeper. So if your knees don't like to bend deeply, you can stay in a higher variation of Malasana or bring your hips down lower, hands to the heart. And then I'm going to let you decide to either stay here, maybe close your eyes and just breathe into it, or maybe you start playing with your arm balancing. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a desire to explore what it feels like to eventually start to balance and pick up one foot and then the other foot. Or it's being patient and being steady and being still in your Malasana. And now let's plant the hands down and step back into a plank position. And we're going to move together mindfully through a vinyasa. So take an inhale, shift forward a little bit. As you exhale, lower in one straight line from either your heels to the crown of your head or your knees to the top of your head. And then inhale into a back bend that calls to you in your body. Pull your chest forward, stretch your legs back. When you're ready to go back to down dog, lead with your belly. So pull your belly up on an exhale away from the floor. And press back into your downward facing dog, and then enjoy this. Just breathe, get to the point where you're breathing deeply enough and your body is relaxed enough that your body is rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. Stretch your right leg back behind you. On your exhale, bring your knee towards your right elbow. So you might just point it in that direction. You might actually touch it. Shoulders stable. Reach back, inhale. Now exhale, point the knee over at your left arm. Don't let your hips sink here. Keep your hips high. Stretch your leg back one more time. Lift that back heel high. Step through this time. As softly as you can. You can use your right hand to bring your foot up. And now keep your head down for a second. Hug your thighs together. Stabilize your hips. And then come up into a high lunge, into crescent lunge pose. Breathe in, breathe out. You want to feel that same action of the body moving with the breath, the shoulders rising and falling with the breath. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, twist to the right. You can bend the elbows in, draw the shoulders down the back. Inhale, come back to center. And as we do this a couple more times, twist to the right again. Exhale. You can think about hugging your inner thighs gently together. Inhale, or your outer hips inward to help you stabilize. Exhale, twist to the right. This time we're going to inhale back to high lunge and then just pivot on that back foot and open up into warrior two pose. Open through the hips. Let's get another stretch for the neck. So reach over with your right hand. Again, gently draw the right ear towards the shoulder. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your right knee. Reach out. So hinge at your right hip and reach out, 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 out. And then put your hand down where it falls naturally. Woo! And twist open into triangle pose. So Trikonasana, triangle. Every time you inhale, feel expansion through your whole body. Every time you exhale, feel your feet, feel your inner strength. Maybe twist a little deeper on the exhale as well. Good. And now push into your feet. Come all the way up where you're at. Turn your right foot in. Keep your arms parallel to the ground. So feet are parallel. There you go. Take an inhale. Exhale as slowly as you can. Start diving forward. So come down where your legs and your core muscles are slowing you down. So you're coming down with control. And then when you get down there, just put your hands where you want them to be. Take a couple of breaths. Let the back of your neck be long. On your inhale, lift halfway up. Now, really strong active legs here. Come all the way back up and bring your arms out with you. Now we're going to do something a little weird. Take your arms up over your head. As you exhale, you're like, I got to see you. Bend your right knee and bring your elbows in. Shoulders down the back. Good. Inhale, straighten your knee. Exhale, bend your knee. Do that one more time, and then we're going to change this up. Exhale, bend your knee. Now this time, push off from your right foot and try to balance on the other side of your mat. The first one is always ugly. Don't worry. Now, softly step back, bend the knee, elbows in. Right knee bent, left leg straight. Push off. Come back up. So again, we're just kind of playing here. Same side. Push off. Working on that balance. Now, stay here. Come into goddess pose. Nice job. A little lateral lunging. Getting some strength in here. Breathe. On your inhale, straighten your legs. Reach your arms up. And as you exhale, cross your hands behind your head, bend your knees, and push out strongly through your palms. Inhale. Exhale. Push. Inhale. Last time. Exhale, push. Stay here. Now, listen, pick up your left heel. Spin your left heel out. Come into side angle pose. Readjust your right foot if you need to turn the toes forward again. Breathe. Stretch to that left side. And now exhale and just bring your left hand down. Bring your right hand down. Plank pose. Now stay in plank. Stay in plank. Don't lower down in chaturanga, Benjamin. Keep your shoulders stable. Roll over onto your right side for side plank. So you can bring your right knee down and start that way. Stay that way. Maybe lift that right leg up and stack the feet or stagger. Maybe you lift your left leg up. What is most important is how your right shoulder feels. Right now, you should feel like you are lifted up and out of your shoulder. And you should be able to breathe. Good. Bring your left hand down. Go back to down dog. Not chaturanga, down dog. Okay. Now, reach over. I want you to walk your feet in a little bit. So you've got a short down dog. Reach over with your right hand. Grab onto your left leg for a twist. Keep reaching and stretching through your left arm. Slow, deep breath. Okay, come back to down dog. Now, you can stay in down dog. You can also come forward and do your chaturanga and take a vinyasa. You can hold a plank. You can take a child's pose. You can grab a drink of water. You'll have another opportunity again. But eventually, we will meet up in our downward facing dog. And just slow everything down. Fill up. Empty out. From your down dog, lift your left leg up and stretch it back behind you. And as you exhale, bring your left knee towards your left arm. Reach back and stretch. Inhale. This time, knee towards right arm. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. High to the back toes. Curl and pull that knee in close to your body and step between your hands. When you feel strong and stable, come up into your high lunge. Reach up through your arms. Reach up through your spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, twist to the left this time. Bend the elbows in. Come back to your high lunge. Inhale. Exhale, twist left. Inhale. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale, this time back to your high lunge and then open up into warrior two. So now we're in warrior two. Left knee bent, right leg straight. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's take that neck stretch again. So reach over with your left hand, gently bring your left ear to your shoulder. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your left knee. Inhale. Exhale. Reach, reach, out, 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 out before you bring that hand down to your leg or to a block or to the mat. Lift up out of your hips. Reach out through your spine, through your arms, through your legs. Push into your feet and come up. Turn your left toes in. Inhale. Exhale, wide-legged forward fold again. Take your time. Do something different this time if you want with your hands. You can Bend your knees left and right. You can take a tripod headstand here if you want to just start playing with that feeling of bringing the top of the head down and lifting the legs up. Whatever you're doing, you're in your body, you're with your breath, you're just observing where you are right now, not judging. Now push into your feet, engage your core, and come all the way up. Let's take the arms up overhead. Here's where we're going to do our crazy balance stuff. As you exhale, bend your left knee and bend your elbow. So just lunge to the left. Inhale, straighten the left knee. Exhale, bend the left knee. One more like that. Push off from the left foot and then bend the knee. Now we're going to push off and balance on the opposite side of the mat. And then try to land softly with your hips back. Push off. Find your balance and softly land the left foot. Do that one more time. Push. Nice. And now stay here and come back into your goddess. Both knees and toes turned out, elbows and shoulders in. Nice work. Breathe. Once again, on your inhale, straighten your legs, reach your arms up over your head. And as you exhale, cross your hands behind your head. Bend your knees and push out strongly through the hands. Inhale, push into the feet. Strong legs bring you up. Exhale. Strong exhale. Sit down. Inhale. And exhale. Push out this time. Hold it here. Pick up your right heel. Spin your right heel out. And come into side angle pose. Reach your right arm over your ear. Twist your spine. Take another inhale, and as you exhale, just turn your body down. Plant your hands. Plank pose. Hold. So as you're coming onto your side, you want to make sure you're lifting up as you go. You're lifting up out of your shoulders. So let's roll over onto the left side, starting with the knee down or not. And just taking a few breaths here to explore, challenging yourself, but doing that safely. Breathful. And come back to your down dog. Walk your feet in a little bit. Reach over with your left hand. Take hold of the outside of your right leg. Take a twist. Come back to down dog. And then stay in down dog. Or take a vinyasa if you'd like. Or again, any other movement that calls to you. Walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come up to standing, arms overhead. Bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes. So take a second with your eyes closed just to observe where you are right now, your breath, your heart beating. Bring your arms down by your sides. Inhale the arms overhead. And as you exhale, cross your right elbow under your left elbow. You can grab onto your shoulders or you can cross the arms. You might step your feet out a little bit wider. Bend your knees. Lift your elbows up. And now curl in through your spine. Tuck your chin and curl down about halfway through your spine. You might rock and sway a little bit here from side to side. Breathe into the upper back between the shoulder blades, back of the neck. And let's come all the way back up. Now, keep your arms wrapped, but bring your elbows down. Step your feet together. Take an inhale. Exhale, sit back into your chair pose again. So slowly shift your weight into your left leg, pick up your right knee and cross it over for your full expression of eagle pose, Gardasana. Left hip back, right hip forward. Breathe in, breathe out. Can you feel your shoulders rising and falling with your breath? Soften your gaze. Relax your toes. Release your arms, reach your leg up. Step forward on your right foot and sweep your arms back, again coming into that warrior three pose. And rise up, lift your knee up with you, sweep your arms up over your head. Step forward, put your hands on your hips and bring your right foot to your ankle, to your calf, or to your inner thigh for tree pose. Push your foot into your leg, push your leg back into your foot. Bring your arms up over your head, lift your pelvis up off of your thigh. Bring your hands behind your back. Again, interlace your fingers together, bend your elbows. Shoulders back, chest forward. Keep your hips pointed forward, step back to warrior one. Hands stay behind the back. Left hip back, right hip forward. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, dive forward, humble warrior. Breathe into the shoulders, pull the shoulders back. Chest is wide open. Energetically pull your heels together. Tuck your chin, relax the back of your neck. And then just release your hands, plant your hands, and go straight back to down dog or take a vinyasa. No rush, but when you're ready, walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come on up. Bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes. Bring your arms overhead. Inhale. Cross your left elbow under your right. Lift your elbows up, bend your knees, and curl in. Stretching to the upper back, behind the shoulders. Bring your spine back up. Bring your elbows down. Bring your feet together. Sit down. Slowly shift your weight into your right leg this time. Cross your left knee over. Keep breathing. Find that focus. Unravel. Lift your leg, reach your arms up. Step forward on your left leg and sweep your right leg back behind you. Arms go back as well. Remember, hug the outer left hip in. Breathe. And now come up to stand, lift your knee up. Put your hands on your hips, step forward, and take your tree pose. Left foot to the ankle, the calf, or the thigh. Try to keep your hips level here. Arms reach up. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers the opposite way. Shoulders back, chest open. Keep breathing. Step back to your warrior one. Soft landing. Right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, and go down. Humble warrior. So when you get down there, you might think again, left hip back, right hip forward. Energetically pull your heels together, breathe into your chest. And release your hands down and take one last down dog or one last vinyasa here. Bring your knees down to the mat. Sit back on your heels. And then sit off to one side, swing your legs around in front of you. Let's roll all the way down onto the back. Hug the knees up into the chest. Now, put your feet back down on the mat and lift your hips up just an inch or so and scoot your hips over to the left side of your mat. Pick your feet back up, knees towards the belly, and lower your knees to the right. So a lot of steps I just gave you for basically a spinal twist, but working on keeping good alignment in the hips and in the spine. So you're doing it safely. Reach out to your left arm, turn your head to the left. You might gently press your right hand against your legs. Continue to take deep, steady breaths. And then bring your legs back up and put your feet down, lift your hips up, scoot your hips over to the right, hug your knees up into your belly, and then send your legs over to the left as you twist your spine to the right. Stay in your body. Your mind's going to start to really want to wander here. And then release your twist. And of course, if there's anything else that is calling to you before you move into Shavasana, please do whatever you need to feel complete in your practice. And then extend your legs out. Extend your arms out. Lift the back up a little bit away from the mat and tuck your shoulders in underneath you so that you maintain that openness through the shoulders and the chest. Relax your hips, relax your jaw, relax your eyes. Let go of controlling the breath and just let it become natural. When your mind wanders again and again, simply let it go and come back into the present. And now begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers. Move your hands. Move your feet. Gentle, slow movements to bring you back. When you're ready, roll to either side. And then keep your neck relaxed as you bring yourself up. And take any seat that's comfortable for you. Bring your hands together at your heart and bow your head in honor of yourself, in honor of your practice, and in honor of one another. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. You're welcome. Gotta keep working on that.